What was the most politically charged sports match in history? There are many contenders, but when it comes to hockey, the game between the USSR and Canada in 1972 stands out. During the Cold War between the US and the USSR, sports were an important way to project soft power. The war, although fought with tanks, guns, and planes in proxy wars across the globe, was also a battle for influence, sports playing a key part. Both sides invested heavily in them, as winning medals served to demonstrate their superiority. The 1980 and 1984 Olympics were even boycotted by each superpower and their allies, effectively taking the war away from the battlefield and into other aspects of society. In the 1970s, competitive hockey was a sport limited only to amateurs. This meant that Canadian players and the NHL could not participate in the Olympics. However, Soviet players could, as they played in the army or under state-owned clubs, amateur in name only. This left the Soviets dominating world hockey, while Canada argued that they could easily beat them if allowed to bring their best players. In 1972, Canada and the Soviet Union, the world's two hockey superpowers, formed the Summit Series, an 8-game face-off with 4 in each country. Initially, Canada's team, media, and fans were confident in their victory, believing their NHL superstars could easily beat the Soviets. These games were not just for bragging rights. Canada, as the United States' closest ally, represented the West, the fight of democracy versus communism and freedom versus oppression. The feeling was reciprocal.
As I was doing that, people were yelling and screaming at us, calling me names. Communism is better, don't you admit it now, and all this other stuff.
In Game 1, the Soviets shocked the Canadians, winning 7-3, while defensive changes gave Canada a 4-1 victory in Game 2. The Soviets held strong in Game 3, ending in a 4-4 tie, while Game 4 was humiliating for the hosts, a 5-3 loss. Canada was angry and disappointed, worried about the games in Europe, but Captain Phil Esposito reassured the fans.
We love, every one of us guys, 35 guys that came out and played for Team Canada, we did it because we love our country, and not for any other reason, no other reason. They can throw the money for the pension fund out the window, they can throw anything they want out the window. We came because we love Canada.
After some time off and practice against Sweden, Team Canada arrived in Moscow for Game 5, accompanied by 3,000 fans. Rejuvenated, the Canadians took an early 4-1 lead, but conceded 4 consecutive goals, ending in defeat. If they wanted to win the series, winning was the only acceptable result from then on. They won Game 6 3-2 and impressively won 5-4 in Game 7. The intensity of the event caused some dirty tactics, like a deliberate slash to the ankle of a Soviet player by Bobby Clark in Game 6, and the Soviets hiring an East German referee for Game 8. In the final match, the Soviets led 5-3 by the end of the second period, in part thanks to questionable refereeing. The Canadians fought back, scoring 2 goals to draw the game at 5-5. The Soviets switched to defensive play, fine with a draw and winning the series on goal difference. But with 34 seconds left, Phil Esposito shot at the net, rebounding to Paul Henderson. Canada had given the West its sports victory. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more.